Hello, this is a tutorial on how to install RAM on a Latitude E5450. The tools you're going to need in order to accomplish this is a small Phillips head screwdriver and a small flathead screwdriver. And of course you're going to need DDR3 RAM. There are 6 screws on the unit. And you're going to remove each individual one of these. Now it doesn't matter. Each of these screws is exactly the same size, so it really doesn't matter how you take them off or where they are. Now, if you're having difficulty getting a screw out, you can always use a small magnet to get them out, or just use your fingers to pull them out once you get them to a certain point. Okay, once you have all 6 screws removed from the machine, you're going to take your flathead screwdriver, and there's a small tab right here near the replicator port. Now be very careful not to stick the screwdriver in the replicator port. You will damage it. But there's a small little slot right here. So just be very careful to put the screwdriver in that slot. So you do that, just nice and gentle. You're going to hear a little bit of a pop when you do that. And the whole backing on the front comes up. Now be very careful, don't yank it out. Pull it up like this and then let it slide out. There are teeth at the bottom of this plate, so you want to be very careful not to tear those off. So here you can see we have a 4 GB stick of RAM. If you just wanted to replace it with an 8 GB stick, which is what I have right here, you can take 2 little tabs and use your 2 fingers and push them to the side, and this will come out. Okay? So if I was going to remove that, I would pull it out like this on the side, being very careful not to touch these gold teeth. Okay? If you touch the gold teeth, you can ruin the unit. Okay? But for this, we're going to go ahead and keep that in there. Okay? So in order to install this, of course, again, being very careful not to touch those gold teeth, you're going to line up the hole that's on here with the slot that's in here. I'm going to show you on the computer where that is. So if you look right there, there's a little bit of a peg right there. You're going to match that up with the slot that's on the RAM. And you're going to just put it in like so, again at a 45-degree angle. Kind of just let it slide in there. You don't have to shove it too hard. Now you can see it's kind of sitting at a kind of an elevated angle. Use your thumbs or your fingers to push down, and you'll hear a little bit of a click when you do so. And that's pretty much it. Now what I would recommend doing before you put the backing back on the computer is to lift this up, turn the computer on to verify that the RAM is, of course, properly seated. If it's not properly seated, the computer will turn off, and you want to readjust the RAM to make sure it's done properly. And once you do that, all you got to do is put the backing back on. Again, put this on kind of at an angle so the teeth go in, and then as it comes down, just push down like that. And you should hear all the little clicks and snaps. Okay, once it's all the way down, go ahead and put the 6 screws back in, and you have now successfully installed RAM on your computer.